I wanted to like this game so much. I even blasted my way through Avatar 2 Way of the Water the day before release, all 3 hours of it, just to get pumped up for this game, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. Today, I want to show and tell you my experience with this game so you can decide for yourself if it's worth the money and time to dive in, because it's not all cut and dry. You may love this game, but I hated it. And I'm going to pinpoint 4 major reasons why I quit after 8 hours. And I'm going to tell you what made me quit, and I'll get there in a moment. But let me tell you my experience playing this game. And the first thing that truly grinded my gears was the terrible cutscenes. As soon as you boot it up and start playing, you immediately enter a cutscene, and then another, and then another, and another. Let's just say you don't actually get to play this game for quite a while after it starts. I don't like that. I didn't like that. And the character models are honestly relatively basic with like low-level facial animations and emotion. This game feels very last gen to me. So at the same time that I was playing this, I was also catching up and finally playing Uncharted 4 from the Legacy of Thieves collection. And it was tough to play these 2 games simultaneously. Uncharted 4 here being a, in my opinion, 10 out of 10 game with incredible writing, graphics, facial animations, environments, gameplay, everything, with cutscenes bleeding right into gameplay and out of it. Then Avatar, which just felt Bush League by comparison. A fade to black before every single cutscene, and then it couldn't even support my ultra-wide monitor, shrinking to 16:9 with black bars on the sides every time, just to listen to boring, predictable writing that I couldn't honestly wait to get away from. Number 2 is about frustration. You know, when you're playing a game and the developers are giving you tasks to do that don't necessarily feel tedious, like a fetch quest, but they're just sort of annoying. Like a puzzle that's easy to solve, but it involves 5 minutes of picking up blocks and moving them from one place to another just to move on. In Avatar, I felt like this for 5 hours straight. The most annoying part of it was continually being asked to climb mountains with absolutely no climbing abilities other than jumping. I guess there were some paths you were supposed to take, but not directed to, that might have made it easier, but I just felt annoyed. It wasn't like a challenging puzzle to figure out how to do it. I was just like, oh my God, yeah, I get it. I gotta like find these people at the campfire. Like, can we just get there? I had to turn to Reddit a few times because I was just so annoyed playing this game. I just wanted to move on and get to the good stuff, but the good stuff just never came. And I realized I only played it for 8 hours, but maybe it would have come if I kept playing, but it just wasn't worth it for me, and I just wasn't having fun. Number 3, PC performance. I was not impressed, honestly. I don't have a high-end machine here, but it's decent. You know, it's a 4070 with a Gen 13 i5 processor and 32 gigs of RAM. I have no issue with pretty much any games, especially when I'm running DLSS. But even with DLSS on and set to performance mode with settings on high, not ultra, just high, ray tracing off, I still found my frame rate dropping below 50 a lot of the time in this world. Now, I am a relatively newish PC gamer, so maybe there's some more settings I could mess with. Let me know in the comments if you have any ideas here. And I'm sure that my super ultra wide monitor here with all its glorious pixels probably played a factor, sure, but come on, 45 FPS on those settings for a brand new game that's supposed to be amazing by a huge company, Ubisoft, running DLSS on performance, it was just disappointing. I ended up having to settle for ultra performance DLSS and a lot of downgrading just to regularly get around 70 to 75 FPS. And it would still dip all the time when you're walking through the forests of Pandora, which were gorgeous, but taxing. 4, the systems and gameplay. So let me be clear. I love Far Cry games. I've played all of them except for Far Cry 4, which I really want to get to, and I love the gameplay loops, repetitive as they can be. I don't care. The gunplay, the wackiness, the stories of revolution, the weird, insane weapons they give you, and the sadistic villains. But this is not Far Cry. No, it is so much more boring. Frontiers of Pandora is like budget Far Cry with a pretty cool looking world in Pandora, but with little else to offer that's even really mildly interesting. The gunplay feels like, I mean, it's first person shooting guns, like nothing really interesting. The movement isn't really that fun. I know I could unlock more skill tree abilities to jump and climb faster, I guess, and better, but I wasn't interested in that. I didn't feel like grinding that. I wasn't having fun. Also, the energy system. It's like the most annoying thing ever. This is basically a separate bar from your health bar. It's like a stamina bar that burns really slowly, but doesn't regenerate unless you eat food. During my time playing, this was the worst. I was constantly out of energy and out of food and just flat out annoyed. Listen, it's not all bad. The world of Pandora is really beautiful. It is. I have to commend the developers on that. It's gorgeous, and I appreciate the story that they're trying to tell here and how it dovetails with Jake Sully's revolution from the movies. But after one too many annoying quests and another trip to Reddit to figure out where to go next, I just shut it down. How about you? Have you enjoyed your time playing this game if you've picked it up? Are you now questioning whether it's worth it? Listen, this is just one dude's opinion on it, and I know a lot of people out there are enjoying this game, and that's totally fine. It just wasn't for me. But let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it. And hey, at the time of recording this video, I am a tiny, I'm just a very small little channel. And honestly, the good old thumbs up on the video and subscribe. It really does help us grow. And I'm here to make you more amazing content. I'd love to have you in the community. Okay, thanks for watching and have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you next time.